Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and the journey is about to begin for 30 at 53. Look forward to what this has in store and can't wait to see what I learn along the way. Here we go. Okay, 3 miles in. Want to share a quick thought with you. Grant Baldwin said this: you've got to love the process as much as you love the end result. A lot of truth in that when it comes to our lives. We want to have stuff. We want to accomplish things. We want to be somebody. But in order to do that, we've got to love the process to become what we want to become. You know, whether that's out here, you got to love every step of the way, every step on the journey. You've got to make those choices. You've got to learn to love the process, getting better with ourselves. Got to read, got to study, got to listen, got to enjoy and love the process. When we take the time to enjoy every step, then we get the opportunity to enjoy the end results. I'm going to keep on going. Only 27 more miles to go. Okay, 2 hours in, 6 miles down. Teddy Roosevelt once said this, that comparison is the thief of joy. A lot of truth in what he said. Too often in life, we try to compare ourselves and live up to what everybody else expects of us and expects us to be. I think Teddy said it right. Stop trying to be who other people want you to be. Stop comparing yourself and be who you're supposed to be. And when you do that, you know what? That's where we find our joy. Okay, about 9.5 miles in. I want to share a thought from Rob Dial. He said this: the most important thing about a vision is not what you accomplish. The most important thing about a vision is who you become in order to accomplish it. You know what? That whole thing about we want results. We want things to, we want to be accomplished. We measure our worth by what we accomplish. And oftentimes as along the journey, we become the person that we're meant to be. So don't get so caught up in what you're doing that you forget in who you're becoming. Alrighty, 12 miles in. Scott Smith said this. He says, we can't do everything at once, but we can do the next thing right now. When I was in college, man, finishing up, getting all of my projects, tests, looking for a job, about to get married, all of that was going on. I was very, very overwhelmed. This quote reminds me of something my mom taught me. She said, Jay, what I want you to do is I want you to take all those things and imagine a shelf and put them up on there. And then what you can do is take them down, work on them one at a time. And when you need to, put one back up, take another one down and work on it. I want to encourage you, you know what? Don't worry about doing everything. Just do the next right thing. All right, 15 miles in, a little more than 5 hours so far. Chris Godey said this: trust is built by doing 100 small things every day with consistency, authenticity, and integrity. What a great challenge, I think, for each of us. Too often, I think we think it's all about the big things. But if you're going to be faithful in the little things, doing the things you know you need to do every day, they begin to stack up and they build trust. People can trust you. And then through that, you have an opportunity to influence them. So my question for all of us would be this: what are the small things I need to do every day to make sure that I'm building trust? All right, as I sit here, I'm about a little more than halfway now. I was going to take my first really kind of break. So I am sitting down at the R.E. Grant Memorial, something with the University of Georgia with their tree farming. So just sitting here on some steps, nobody's here, just enjoying some little shade and also some pistachio nuts. Just looking forward to the second half, seeing what that entails. It's going to be warm this afternoon, I'm sure. So hopefully everything's going to go well, and hope you've enjoyed the hike so far. Alrighty, 18 miles in. I was listening to Alistair Begg, he's a pastor, and he was talking about the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And he said this, he says, don't be afraid to step into the fire. God can use the fiery furnaces of our life to prove us, to reprove us, and to improve us. Think about that for just a second. How are we going to view the tough times that we face? Is it always going to be easy? No. Often it is in the difficult times that we learn the greatest lessons. Prove. God uses the difficult times to prove our faith, to show us where we're growing and where we're not. Reprove us in order to make us better, and improve us to help us step out in ways that we never thought we could before. So hey, don't be afraid to step into the fire. All right, 21 miles down. One of the things John Maxwell said about encouragement is that people want your presence more than they want your plan. Today out here on my birthday, one of the things that's been very encouraging has been the words that people have shared with me through social media or through email. I want to ask everybody today, take a moment and tell somebody why you appreciate them. Share a little word of encouragement. You never know how that's going to lift somebody up. Keep on hiking, period. Alrighty, 24 miles, only 6 miles to go. Ike Reichard said this in a message one day. He said, the biggest mistake we make is thinking since we can't make a big difference, we choose to make no difference. You know, I think in life, we get so overwhelmed with everything. We need to take some time and go, you know what? I can't change everybody's life. I can't impact everybody's life, but there is somebody that I can impact. Maybe it's your husband, your wife, your kids, your mother, your father, co-workers. There's people that you can make a difference in their life. And it may be small in comparison to the world, but to them, it is making a big, big difference. I challenge you to not make that mistake. Make a difference and see how big it can be in someone else's life. All right, I'm at about mile marker 25, 26, something like that. I got to my last water bottle, and I am taking a rest here for a while and pouring some cold water on my head, and then I'll get back after it again. So I think after I get going here, I'm thinking it may be a little longer than 30 miles. So we'll see. Hey, enjoy the journey no matter how long it is. It's what we are constantly moving toward. Man, our thoughts and our words, they have an incredible impact on who we are and what we do. Right now, my body is screaming, don't do this anymore, fat boy. But I keep trying to think in my brain, hey, I'm close to the end, I can finish. So again, where's your focus? On what you want to accomplish, who you want to be? Are they positive or negative thoughts? Are they positive or negative words? Whatever you think about, whatever you speak to yourself, that is where you're going. All right, 30 miles completed. I saved this last quote because I thought I'd be sitting at the square in Monticello. Quote says this, that our circumstances should not define us. We should define ourselves in the midst of our circumstances. Well, here's my circumstances. I've done 30 miles. I'm 53 years old. But dadgummit, Apple Maps, it's another 1.4 miles to the square. So I wanted to run over there in the woods and say a lot of bad words out loud, but hey, I'm going to choose to finish no matter what the circumstance, because you know what? I started this 12 plus hours ago and I am going to finish. I'm going to keep on hiking. All right, as I finish up, a couple thoughts come to my mind. One of the things when I talk about hike the mountain is this, is that if you want to get from where you are to where you want to be, you have to be willing to hike the mountain. The only way I'm going to go from Eatonton to Monticello, one step at a time and get after it. Another thing I always say, usually at the end of an email, is dream big. Now here's what I know. Not every dream that we pursue, we always attain. But hey, if you'll dream big enough, even if you don't reach that goal, it's still pretty awesome. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Look forward to sharing some more experiences with you. And hey, go hike that mountain.